Say the Spanish I taught you.
Grandmother? I'm kidding.
Pamela.
Panda don't say.
What else, Thomas? Come on.
Que pasó? Que peso?
Teenager therapy, because we have problems too.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Teenager Therapy. I'm Gael.
I'm Mark.
I'm Isaac.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Kayla.
And, we're
We're
back.
back.
We're not low on time this episode.
Nope.
What
We're
a
not,
surprise.
we're not
Yeah.
starting
We're like
at
good.
6.
We're like
We're good.
still stressed though.
Yeah.
So, no difference. Honestly, I feel like this week was kind of like pretty bad.
Yeah.
Something about this week I just did not like. I was like,
That's your AirPods.
Honestly, okay.
That's why.
yeah.
In terms of our like work, it was honestly like not that stressful.
No,
I was
Yeah.
stressed.
Yeah, it
In
wasn't.
terms of work, it was like the easiest.
But like
one to-
mentally, I was like suffering.
Yeah.
Not
you
sure
know-
why, but I was suffering.
Wow.
Yeah, I think.
How about you,
I think this
Gael? You
week's the
said you were
worst week
stressed?
for my mental health.
I was just, I don't know. Math just stressed me out because I felt big dumb. But besides that, you could laugh, Kayla. You could laugh at
I'm
me.
laughing because of your word choice.
Dumb
Your
bitch
diction.
energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's all that stressed me out. What about you, Mark? You seem like you have a lot on your mind.
Oh man, did you see me 5th period?
Yes, I did.
Did really?
Noticed it right away.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was crying.
he was.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I kind of think I have an idea of what happened, but I want to hear your side of things.
Okay.
Because it seemed like you were fine. Well, no, honestly, I feel like the whole day you were kind of like serious. But
I mean,
What?
that's because of yesterday. Yesterday kind of
What?
overlapped through the morning.
well, what happened yesterday?
Yesterday, you were really like on me about conversation skills, and that just kind of pissed me off.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
No, but I mean, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But then I don't know. You just kept it going, and it just kind of got annoying.
Oh no. Well, I'll explain that later.
Yeah. But
But what happened during lunch?
during lunch, I met the Japanese teacher, and she wanted to get to know me. So she asked me these questions, and then it got deeper when she asked me if I was the only child, and she was also the only child. She asked me if I had both my parents. I said no, and then she kept asking me, "Oh, where's my dad?" And I didn't know what to say. I just said, he was out. He asked me how long, and then I said when I was like really young. I don't know. I felt like I was gonna tear up when she asked me those questions, and I try to hide it.
Why did you feel that way? Why did you feel like you were about to tear up?
I don't usually talk about these things,
Mm.
and then when I did, I don't know. It's different. Like because I'm the only child. I just feel like I'm alone sometimes, and when I left, she told me this one thing. She said, "Don't be too hard on yourself." And because I'm like the only child, I gotta prove something to my mom. I really felt that because I've been really struggling with that, with grades and stuff. Like everybody's on my ass about my grades. I don't know. I have a D and a C, and it's really bad, and I just feel disappointed. I just feel that my parents are disappointed. My mom and the Japanese teacher, she's really she's really great. Like I only really started like talking to her today, but I just thought I could relate to her so much because she's the only child too. I just it's been a long time since I've related with somebody that's also an only child. It's like I've found a person,
Mm-hmm.
because all this time like I've been alone. Sometimes I shelter myself from other people.
You kind of felt like someone finally like gets it
Yeah.
because they live the same thing.
Yeah.
Because she mentioned that like she had like a ton of classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And really hard classes. So did you feel like she was kind of in the same boat as you?
Yeah.
As in she had to take a ton of classes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt like I have to take these classes. But then, no, I just feel stressed out every day. And then when I look at my grades, I just want to hide from my parents. They ask me, show your grades, and I just try to, bring up another topic and then just go to my room. I just don't want to see the look on their face.
Grades have been stressing you out. Is that the main
Yeah.
part of it?
Yeah. Like I really never thought of it. And it just all hit me today. It just all hit me.
It all built up.
I really just just put it off to the side. But no, it just all came back,
Is it because you kind of like realized what you were feeling stressed out about?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like when I procrastinated, I didn't really care. Yeah, I didn't really care. But then now, like, I do. I don't know.
Yeah, you procrastinate a lot.
Yeah,
Why do you do that?
I don't know. Like the work is too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a matter of habit. Like, whenever you procrastinate, you don't think much of it because you always think that, oh, I can always like make it up. Like, there'll be like another time for this. But
Mhm.
then, like, when that time doesn't come, or like you don't, like you're unable to like accomplish and like finish your work, and it's too late, then that kind of realization that you're procrastinating and it needs to stop.
So do you procrastinate because like because like the idea of getting started on it is like daunting?
No. It's just that it's just a really bad habit.
It's a bad habit.
It's just a really bad
Does
habit.
it stress you out
I don't know. I kind of get mad at myself.
for your bad habits?
Exactly.
tough
And
habit.
this is the cause of like my bad grades. Like I understand why I got bad grades. Why can't I bring it up? Stop the procrastination, but it's really hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people struggle with that. That's the
Yeah.
main thing people struggle with. I guess we gotta help you figure that out then.
I don't know. I'm barely starting to read the book
Oh my god.
Fahrenheit. Like in English, like I listen to this audiobook. I'm on page 20.
Oh, you're past me on page 12.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it all during the weekend.
You better.
Just like in the summer, I read like the whole book in 2 days and annotated it.
Yeah, the audiobook is only 5 hours.
Only
Only
5 hours.
Yeah,
Only-
only 5.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's not.
Just
fair.
put the speed up like 2 times. 2 hours.
Yeah, my brain can analyze that. Let's be honest.
Why do you procrastinate, Isaac?
why do I procrastinate?
Does it stress you out?
It stresses me out because like I come home really tired, and then I have to do like chores and stuff, and then not really chores. I don't have that much chores. I just cook, and then I'll just move stuff around in my room. But it's because, like you said, it's daunting to start. Once I start, like I just keep on working, and then like I finish it really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the starting part,
Mm. It's the first step.
the first
That's
step.
always the hardest. Do you procrastinate, Kayla?
Yeah, but I feel like not as bad as Mark and Isaac,
Mhm.
where they leave it until like what time?
Like the day before.
Yeah,
like
on the
I-
day of.
Oh my
No,
god.
I
Yes,
can't do that.
I do that with math.
'Cause I
Today.
get
I can't do that either.
I get really stressed out, and it's just no, I can't do that to myself.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't. I don't think I procrastinate. Do I don't. I do most of it, and then like I plan it out if I could finish it during lunch. So I don't really procrastinate. It's all kind of planned. But I mean, how can you leave it till the day of? Wouldn't that just stress you out?
No,
Oh,
doesn't that stress you out more than like
And
doing
then, like,
it
and
the
then you'd
night
rather
before or
not do
something?
it. Yeah.
it's kind of like I work better under pressure, that type of thing.
Really?
Yeah, you say that now, but when you're doing it, you're no.
Yeah, I gotta stop that.
Maybe.
For me, I don't think cause last year I procrastinated like a lot. Like I either didn't do the work or like I did it right before class. It was bad. But this year, I don't think I really procrastinate that much. Like there are some assignments where like I might leave it until like a couple like days later, but I usually always finish like a few days prior to like the actual due date. Like for the book, I already finished on Monday. And yeah. It's just like like at first I was like I had that mindset that like, oh, I don't want to start that book. It's gonna be such a pain to read. But once you actually start doing it, it comes so naturally and easily.
Hmm. And so, Isaac and like Kayla, do your parents check your grades often?
No, it's not. I show them,
You must be nice.
Yeah,
But
I
they
tell
don't-
them
they
before
don't
see
ask
it,
me,
so they're not
like-
shocked.
yeah, they don't ask me like, oh, let me see your grades. It's not that they don't care. It's just
They trust you.
yeah.
What about you, Thomas?
Oh, me? Okay, well, they never ask like for me to show them my grades, but like there are times like in the car they're like, "Oh, how's school? Like how's your grades?" And I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm doing fine." Because like they expect so much of me, and so that's why I can't really be honest with them at times.
And your parents check your grades often, right, Mark?
My uncle,
Your uncle.
especially my uncle.
How often?
Every time I go visit them.
Really? It
Yeah.
makes you show him?
Yeah, that's why I kind of hide from him.
Oh,
Kind of hope,
man.
today's not the day to show him.
And like, so you say you have bad grades, right? For your standards.
For my, yeah,
And
What
like,
are your standards?
maybe not my standards, my family's.
No, but yours.
Mine, just
are you fine with your grades?
not AP or English. Like I'm good with the others, just not AP or in English.
And what's in those D and C?
Yeah, like at least a B I would be good with for those kind of classes.
And like, do your parents want A's?
Yeah,
Just A's.
yeah.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
So then, do you constantly think about your grades? Like, because like it stresses you out so much, and like your family cares a lot about it.
I try to put it off to the side because I know it's gonna stress me out.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a coping mechanism, but no,
it's like I noticed that like you care a lot about your grades and you stress out when they're bad. So instead of getting them up, you just like don't look at them and just kind of not really care about them.
Yeah.
I think that's where you go wrong.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which is why I always tell you, and I'm always so like, what are your grades in this class? And I get so shocked when they're so low because like we do the same things. And like pretty much I know like we get the same scores in most classes.
So how is it that you have a higher grade?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Like I was like in AP Euro especially. I was like, we do like, okay, people can't know this, teachers can't know this, but like I send them all the homework. Like I send you all the homework on the quizzes. We get like the same score almost every time. So like, where did you like fail?
I don't know. What grade do you have?
I have a B.
What? I wish.
What?
I don't know.
Like
maybe the essays.
it can't be.
I
the
really
homework.
BS the essays.
Oh, it might be the essays.
I really BS the essays.
Also, extra credit notes. Do you do extra credit notes?
She does it.
As
I
of
don't.
Quizzes.
recently, I
Oh.
did it on this one.
Oh.
Yeah, those give you like they add up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
But
god.
not every.
And you get mad when I tell you about your grades.
Yeah. Reminds me of my uncle.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Who did I do that to? I know there was someone else that I was always like checking up on their grades. Oh,
I
you know who?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes.
Ooh. Oh.
So I have this one friend that like I always used to check up on because his grades were like he failed like all his classes. He probably had like a 1.8 GPA or
No
something.
less. I think he had like a 0.7 at
Really?
one point.
God.
But you know, I think a lot of people take offense to that because the way I show people I care is by making sure they do their best and they're like the best person of themselves. And like I've noticed some people don't want that. Like they don't want someone to tell them the truth or like someone to watch up on them. They just want someone else to be like, "Oh my god, yeah, slay. Yes, look at
Yas,
you.
queen."
Yas,
It's-
queen."
It's because people already know the truth. So like when you tell them the truth again, they
like
get
I
mad.
know, like
Yeah.
whatever.
That's like with grades. Like if I have bad grades and someone tells me about them, I already know they're bad. I get pissed.
But the thing is, like, they know they're bad, but they don't do anything about it. Because I know they know they're bad, but I try to, like, encourage them to do better. But they just get mad at, like, okay, like...
Maybe it's
okay.
like the way you say it sometimes. Like, cause you can show that like you care and that like you still want to call them out and like you still want the best for them. But it has to like the way you say it too. Like maybe
Yeah.
you're saying it way too like
I have an aggressive voice.
yeah.
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 And your
You-
choice of words are
Mhm.
harsh.
Yes.
Like you sound like my uncle.
Really?
Like actually.
Oh, my God.
So maybe say
Like my
it-
actual voice?
No, 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 no.
okay. I was like, whoa.
No, just
My word choice?
just you bringing up. Oh, how's your grades?
Or like and like sometimes you get like frustrated with the person. And so that also like makes you sound more aggressive.
I mean, I guess that's okay. It's just the way you
Yeah,
bring
but
it
yeah,
up.
that's why.
Yeah. I
Maybe
think-
say like I care about you or like something like that.
Yeah, I have an aggressive voice. People think I'm mad all the time.
Yeah, it's a good thing what you're doing.
Mm.
Checking on them. That's good.
No, but for you, you say, like, you hate it. Or, like, you get mad. I'm like, I get super mad when you do that. So I'm
'Cause
like,
you
okay, I'll stop, like,
Just
caring
the way
about
you say
you.
it.
Well,
Like sometimes I just think like you're really just on my ass.
mm. For what reason? Why do you think I do that?
Cause you care about me.
No. Like, you say it gets you mad.
Gets me mad.
Or, like, okay, let's go back to what you said happened yesterday.
Yesterday.
So, yesterday,
Oh.
Mark and I were walking home, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I was really tired, so I didn't feel like talking.
Me too. But yeah. Go.
Already getting defensive.
I know.
Okay. Go.
So, every time I walk with Mark, I notice he's very quiet. I always have to, like, he doesn't speak unless someone speaks to him. So I always have to be, like, the one that just keeps talking and doesn't stop talking in order to just not have it be silent.
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed, I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I just like stayed quiet and just let him bring everything up.
Yeah.
So then we were just walking home, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. So then I stayed quiet, and then Mark stayed quiet for like 2 minutes. And then he was like, what are you doing? Is that what he said?
Yeah, something
Something
like
like that. Like, what are you doing? I was like, what? I was like, oh, I'm just gonna let you, like, I noticed, I told you, I was like,
Yeah, you told me.
you don't talk a lot.
that.
You were
Mhm.
like, what? I was like, I noticed, like, you don't really talk a lot, and then someone's talked to you, it's like, because I don't need to. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you don't have to talk and say every thought that comes into your mind, right? You only say what's valuable. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't feel like talking right now, so I'm gonna let you talk to me. And he's like, okay. So then the rest of the way, I tried to get Mark to be better at having a conversation, because he always tells me, I feel like I'm boring. I can
You
never.
weren't responding to me though.
I was.
No, you weren't.
Your questions were like, how's your day?
What's your
like-
favorite color?
What's your favorite color? It's like, okay, like, no, I was just trying to get you to talk, because you're always like, I feel like I'm boring. Like, I didn't have anything to talk about with them. I couldn't start a conversation. It was
Okay,
awkward.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
quiet. So I was like, you know what? Maybe you should practice your conversation skills. So then the rest of the way, I just like stayed quiet. And then if you spoke to me, then like I responded, but I wasn't gonna like go out of my way to say anything to start something. And that got you mad.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it didn't bother me because I was used to it, but
Used to what?
staying quiet.
Oh, yeah.
No, but you can't expect me to talk if we're in like a test. It felt like a test or some.
No, I just didn't want to talk.
I don't know. I couldn't talk because it wasn't natural. I felt forced to talk.
Yeah, and that's fine. But like, I thought you were mad that I. So you were mad because it felt like a test, and you got annoyed.
No,
that,
I was
like,
mad because you just stayed quiet.
You were mad I was quiet.
Yeah,
Why?
'cause you were talking to me.
So you thought I was like ignoring you?
Yeah.
Like God, this
What
dude.
the freak?
Talk to me. Why aren't you talking to me?
Yeah, but what the freak? It was different.
So, this is interesting. So you were mad because I wasn't talking to you.
Yes.
What the heck? What? So if I don't talk to you, you get mad? Because you're not the center of attention? 'Cause you want all
No,
the attention to
speak up.
yourself? Because you're the only child?
Oh my god.
No.
What just happened?
No.
You went off.
No,
Yeah, you can't just
y'all
snap
making
like
it
that.
you're making it deeper than it really is.
Really?
It's like you're giving me the silent treatment. A cold shoulder. That's
Whoa.
it. That's really it.
Wait, but if you talked to him, you would have made a conversation out of
Yeah.
it.
I did,
He
but
was still
then
there to
his
talk to you.
responses were like, "Oh
swear-
yeah, yeah, for sure. Of course. For sure. Oh yes." Haha.
But do you ever consider that maybe that's how people see
And I was
you
really
in
I
a
was really tired.
conversation?
It was after the
Listen to...
Yeah, like maybe people maybe you're always responding like yes and like yeah, okay, oh yeah, cool. Like maybe that's why Gael started acting like that, because he was trying to reflect how you act in
Okay.
conversations.
Whoa.
Alright.
That's
Oh
deep.
my god.
I
Really?
totally
I'm pretty sure
was-
it's like
that was
Yeah.
totally
it's not
my
like that,
intent.
but it's an
Gael.
idea, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but that's true. Like, what if people feel how Mark's feeling right now
Ah
about him?
shit.
So this whole podcast started off on a very emotional note about family.
Sorry guys.
No, it's fine. That was
That's cool.
natural. We appreciated that. So you said that you felt a lot of pressure being the only child, and you're the only child here, right? Yeah, everyone else has like a ton of siblings.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Must be
Wait, I
nice.
thought you only have one.
I have one sibling. How many do you have?
4.
Oh man,
I
Thomas.
have 2.
I have
Wait.
3.
Dang.
Wait, no,
Damn.
3.
3.
Wait,
Three.
what?
I was
Four?
including myself.
Oh.
Added an imaginary sibling. And then Mark has himself.
0.
I mean, have you always struggled with this, or is it something that like recently came up in high school or in middle school? Or have you always been like
No.
felt this?
Growing up, I had my cousins.
Mm.
I lived with them. But now, it's just me. Yeah, it's just me. Any problems I've gone through? No. I don't think so. It's just I'm alone most of the time. That's it.
Yeah, you're home alone most of the time.
Yeah. Usually with my grandmother, my mom. Yeah.
Do you like being home alone?
Yeah. Because it's just you. And I kind of like that.
Do you feel lonely?
Lonely? Yeah. I don't have like a specific friend I can talk to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like with you guys, you have your siblings. Right?
Okay,
we don't talk.
okay.
I mean,
I'm not that personal with my siblings.
I mean, my sister is tense. I'm not gonna be like crying about depression and stuff to her.
How are you, Kayla? Are you like, do you have like a personal connection with them where you guys can like talk about really deep, like?
Only with my older sister, but with my other 2 siblings, we're still close, but not as close as me and my other sister. Like with her, I can basically tell her everything. But
What about you, Isaac?
I feel like I have, like, out of all of us, I have someone I could talk to the most because I have a twin sister.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So she's obviously the same age. So she has like the same classes as me too. So we could talk about our problems with each other. But I'm not the type to talk about my problems. I don't know. With my family, I don't like to talk about my problems. I will help them if they have problems, but I don't like to share mine.
Same.
Yeah.
Twinsies.
Twins. Z.
Yeah. Ha, that's funny. Because they're twins.
Did you?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wow,
Cut
so
that out.
funny. No.
So you feel lonely, but you like being alone?
It's kind of like I'm forced to.
What, Kayla?
Oh no, I thought it was song lyric.
Okay, well, great.
I know.
Wait, so you feel forced to?
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody at home.
Because I'm usually home alone too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my whole life I'm always home alone from like the time I get to school till like 5. And honestly, I enjoy that time. I don't think I've ever felt lonely.
Lonely.
Yeah. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know, because I know people confuse being alone and being lonely, and some people think like just because you have tons of people around you that there's no way you could be lonely, but there's a very big difference.
Yeah.
So, as an only child, what's probably the biggest thing that like you feel like you need to live up to? Because for younger siblings, they feel like they need to live up to their older siblings. So what's the expectation for you?
Your parents. Of course. You're the only child. There's nobody else to fulfill that role. It's just you.
Just you.
Yeah.
Do they set expectations for you?
They just want good grades.
Mm-hmm.
This is all they want.
Do they get disappointed in you when you don't have them? Do they tell you they're disappointed? Do they get mad?
Well, they just say just do your best. That's all they want. They don't expect me to be smart. They just want me to do my best.
And you feel like D's and C's aren't your best?
No, not at all. No. But why I'm not doing my best, procrastination, and all of that.
Lack of motivation.
Procrastination. Oh,
Yeah, but like, do you like motivation too or no?
yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't have a work ethic. A good work ethic.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I can see like how hard it is, like how hard it could be for you. Because for us with siblings, like, it's the pressure isn't as like big. Yeah, like there isn't as much pressure for us because that older sibling like kind of already like
Set-
satisfied.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like expectations, but still like we still have like expectations to live up to, but the pressure isn't as intense.
So you're the middle child. And like,
Yep, I love being the middle child.
isn't that like the worst one?
Yeah.
People say.
Really?
Yeah, being the middle child.
Like Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, because like you're just kind of like you disappear.
Oh.
You're
Like
like the odd.
forgotten.
Yeah, you're like the odd one out.
Whoa.
I could see why, because like my older brother and my younger brother, they bond a lot more because they share like more of the same hobbies like sports and all, and I'm not very a sports person.
You're gay.
Yes, I'm gay. And like I take a lot of interest into like art and all that other stuff. So it's hard for me to kind of talk to them when we can't really elaborate with different like topics.
How about from your parents? Do you feel like
Oh,
you disappear
like-
from your parents?
Like they treat me differently because
Yeah,
oh,
because
I mean,
all the attention's going to your
Well-
younger sibling because they're the youngest and they've been done with the older sibling.
yeah, like, cause my older brother, he's really like successful. Like he has accomplished so many stuff, and I'm just here, and there are like high expectations I set for myself because of that, and especially my parents. But I feel like your first child will always be your favorite. Like I like
No.
I don't know.
My mom,
Like, I
I'm my
feel-
mom's favorite. So no, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I just no like they just think they value them the most. Like my mom treats my older brother and like as an adult. Like she'll always like treat him very maturely. But like for me, it's like not there. It's not existent. Like she still treats me as if I'm still in like middle school and like elementary. Because by the time like my brother was like at my age, like my parents were already pretty like what's the word? Pretty
Trusting.
yeah, trusting of him because I don't know, my brother has just done a lot of like great things, and there's just those kind of expectations I feel like I have to live up to. And in terms of my little brother, I feel like they always like look out for him the most because he's a little bit of like a troublemaker. Like he has done like he has been like pretty difficult to deal with sometimes, and that's why like my parents like are very cautious whenever like he goes out or like whatever he's doing. Like they're more concerned about him over like me and my older brother. But I could see why.
How's your relationship with your brothers?
Well, I feel like my older brother he could be like a little mean sometimes, but he always like looks out for me. Like I texted him today about like classes because I was kind of stressed, and he was like, if you ever need to talk to me about anything, like just let me know. And yeah, it was really sweet. But there are times where he can be really frustrating. He can be unreasonable. He can just be so full of hatred sometimes when there's nothing to be like mad about and stuff. Which is why like you can see me ranting about him a lot, but he does look out for me. So like cuz when I came out, he was the first family member I told because I think I trusted him the most. And like he was accepting. Like he may not have been like supportive of it based on what I've heard from like people from school who like also knew him, but he accepted it and tolerated it, which is all I could really ask for. Oh, and my little brother. We fight a lot, but we used to fight a lot. Like a lot. But it has gotten better like within like the past 2 years. We don't get into a lot of fights. Sure, like he doesn't listen to me. And like he just doesn't really take anything like really seriously, and he sees everything as a joke, and it could just be frustrating. And we fight, we argue sometimes, but it has gotten better. So how's like your relationship with your sisters, especially like since one of them is like your twin, and you guys have basically done everything
Well, you
like,
have
together?
like one of your siblings is like 30, right?
Yeah, they're a lot older.
Yeah.
So my older sibling, my older sister, she is like, she's, how do I put this into words? Because she's really strong, so she gives me a lot of advice, and I really look up to her. However, my twin sister, since we're the same age and opposite genders, it just doesn't mix.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we argue a lot, and right now we're like in an argument, and she's been ignoring me for like 2 days.
Oh
But
man.
That's a long time.
But it's not an argument between me and her. She draws herself into like a lot of other problems.
Other
and
people.
So she's mad at me for a different problem that involves me.
Hold up.
Wait, what?
What?
Whoa.
So something else happened, including another person.
Oh yeah, because you
And
guys
she's mad at me for that.
share the same friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's mad at me for that when she doesn't really know anything. Because she just takes what they say, but she doesn't put my feelings into consideration.
Wow. Have you told her about your feelings?
No, because like I said, I don't like to share my problems with my family. But I feel like I should tell her, but
Yeah.
right now we're not. She's still ignoring me. Like, I wasn't ignoring her, and if I'm ever mad at her, sometimes I don't straight up ignore her. I'll still answer to her, but I won't be really open because when I'm mad, I don't like to talk a lot because then I'll take out my emotions on them, and I don't want to do that because after I feel a lot of guilt.
So who do you share your problems with?
No one
Whoa.
So how do you cope with him?
but myself.
You just keep it to yourself?
I just keep it to myself.
By doing what?
I just keep it to myself. Just think about it, and then I get mad and I go to sleep.
Do you resolve it?
A lot of the times it just goes away, and then I'm reminded about it. But a lot of other times they just stay still there and they just stack.
Really? Sometimes do you feel like it just all comes out at once?
No, but I feel like a moment's gonna come at one point.
How long till Isaac breaks? Yeah, you don't like talking about your problems at all.
I just don't feel comfortable.
You're uncomfortable with emotion
Yeah.
and like getting personal.
Yeah, when I'm like mad or feeling emotion, I'm just quiet. And then people ask me, am I okay? I just say I'm tired. They believe it.
Yeah, I know they do. I just think that like if I ask you about it, you'll just be like, "There's nothing wrong with me. Shut up." So I'm like, okay. So I just let you go to sleep.
So like, cause I know that I once went through this and where like I hated my parents so much, and like, because a lot of people they're like, oh, you should love your parents no matter what. But don't you think that there are times where like kids shouldn't love their parents? Maybe because like they abuse them and all that.
Oh,
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, cause
Yeah, there's that.
yeah, people always they're always like you have to respect your like family no matter what they do. You always have to love them and be there for them.
A
But
lot
like,
of
what if they're
people-
not there for you? You know?
Yeah, a lot of people have
Ooh.
parents that abuse them, treat them terribly.
and there's some parents that's just not there for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we're not
just don't
thinking
care.
about-
You know what? That leads perfectly into our first question,
What's
which
your
is
question?
how would you advise to deal with verbally abusive parents?
Whoa, Thomas, did you read that question?
For me, my parents never really abused me physically, but there are times where like they did kind of verbally like they did like yell at me, but like it's not that just like that one type of yelling, or like they get really really angry with you and like you feel really scared and unsafe and that they're dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that kind of yelling. It's not like, oh my gosh, she yelled at me for bad grades, and but a lot. But like no, like there are times where like sometimes I just felt really unsafe. And what I kind of how I dealt with it was like, I talked to like someone I knew that also knew my dad. Yeah. So like, cause like it was like. Cause my mom, she never like abused like physically or verbally abused me, but but she also understood that like my dad had like anger issues, and so whenever I had problems with my dad, I would tell my mom about it, or maybe I would tell like my brother about it because I wanted them to also be there for me and they're like maybe stick up for me whenever that does happen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Talk to an adult you trust.
Oh, and whenever like the problem's getting really serious, like you at that point like you just don't feel safe with like in your own house, you always feel like on edge, then you should like, contact an adult and just get that resolved because like your safety should be like your number one priority and like yeah, and I just get so frustrated or whenever like people tell like kids that they should always and constantly love their parents when like you can't expect them to do that when the parents are always treating them like crap.
But love your parents.
Yeah, try it. Okay, because there are some people where they hate their parents for no reason. Like their parents are so loving and they're just trying to look out for them.
Oh my god!
But like,
yeah, I know
yeah.
they
somebody
just
like
hate
that.
them for some reason.
I
And
know somebody like that. Like
what
they're
the
trying their
heck?
best. They're doing the best they can to support their child, and then they're just like, "Oh my gosh, my mom was yelling at me. She didn't let me go to this one thing."
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
so dumb.
God.
Like,
I
oh,
know
my
this
mom
one
didn't let
girl.
me-
And then she whines
Oh
about
my
it.
God.
Like, what
It's-
am I supposed to do?
It's so. My mom didn't let me buy this or that. And they get mad.
Exactly.
Dude,
Because they don't
okay.
get their way, and then they get mad and blame it on their parents. It's just
Yeah.
so messed up.
Which is our next
There's-
question.
Oh my God.
No way.
There's this one girl, and I follow her spam account,
Yeah.
and she,
Wait, I know who it is.
yeah, and like she would
Yeah, we all
always
know.
post
Yeah.
like,
I don't.
oh my god, like I hate my parents, like I hate my mom so much, she's so annoying, like I want to run away. Maybe the runaway part is maybe over exaggerated, but she hated them with a passion for some reason. But then she would always post like, oh, my dad gave me $1,000 to spend at the mall. Oh, my dad just bought me a Louis Vuitton, or
Love
whatever
him.
that was. And
Yeah.
like, how could you be so ungrateful? Ugh,
Who's that?
so
Their
annoying,
parents work so hard to get that money. To support
right?
them.
And then they go on social media and like telling their friends, oh yeah, I hate my mom, and like just giving them like just making them seem like a bad person when all they're doing is
Exactly.
just
They're
providing
doing the best
for
they
them.
can.
and-
They
yeah.
can.
The next question is, my parents are strict and I can't really go out to games and can't really do anything with my friends, and I wasn't even allowed to go to homecoming either. Please give me some advice. Thank you.
Can you repeat the question?
So basically, he or she has strict parents, and they don't let them do anything.
Talk to them.
Okay.
Okay, easier said than done.
I
Mark.
know.
Oh, I mean, don't talk to them. What else?
Okay.
Okay, look.
Try to
obvious-
reason with them.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
there
yeah.
are overprotective like adults, and so like and parents. Okay, there are some like overprotective like parents, and they really are just trying to look out for you, and they just don't want you getting hurt or doing bad things. But you need to be able to like gain their trust. Maybe like consider that like, hey, maybe my parents don't want me going out to this or doing this because they don't trust me enough yet. So you need to build that relationship
Even
more.
Well, even down to trust, there's a lot of incidents where the kid is all nice and they always do good, but homecoming you obviously get with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you guys can do some mischievous acts. Hey,
Whoa, my
mischievous
ears, my
acts.
ears.
Bad deeds as well.
Oh no!
And it can just happen out of nowhere because a lot of kids like to
Sex.
hide it.
Stop.
But also-
sex.
Gaining their trust, a lot of teens can be manipulative.
Yes.
Like Gael.
Gael.
Oh my
Gael.
god.
So
it's
they
me.
can seem
Hi.
all nice, but and then, boom, they're pregnant.
Oh,
Dude,
Oh my
damn.
god.
can't
Okay.
help.
Well.
I'm a druggie.
Oh yeah, drugs too. There's certain
Yeah,
places,
it's really
a
like
lot of people's
exploding.
community full of drugs. Like our community's like a lot of drug dealing. At our school, it's so
True.
codeine.
Yeah, there are so
Lean.
many students that do drugs.
Yeah.
and all this other
In the
stuff,
locker
and
room,
I'm
they
just
smoke
like,
weed.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just our high school.
I was asked if I wanted to do it.
What?
Same.
Really?
Yeah, they had it was like a what was it? Was it a wax pen? No.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Same.
They're like,
It's
what
just
are
juice.
these?
What's that?
They said it's just flavored juice. I was like, hold
Oh,
up.
yeah. Someone tried to sell me a vape thing, a Suorin.
So woo?
Suarez.
A Suorin.
So woo?
Okay, so let's finalize our advice.
Oh yeah.
What was the question?
Strict parents, how do you deal with it?
Oh,
All right.
Talk to them.
make
did
them
we get
see
off
that
track?
you are trustworthy.
Yeah.
Gain their trust, and if that doesn't work, then honestly, as sad as it is, you're gonna have to wait till you're 18. Because after all, they do provide for you, they do take care of you, and if they're that worried that they can't really let you do anything, then you're just gonna have to, hold on to it and wait until you're 18 to move out and start your own life.
It sucks, but
It terribly
what you
sucks
gotta
because
do.
you only experience your teenage life once. So
Yeah.
not going to these things is just so big.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, so
Heartbreaking.
you need to make them understand that that you can't that they won't be able to that you won't be able to experience like your high school years like again, and you need to have your parents understand that you can be trusted to go out on your own, and if not, just make like compromises like, okay, I'll go out with like a friend, but I will be back at this time, or like I'll text you every like 30 minutes to make sure that you know that I'm okay and all that. Maybe try doing that.
Okay, the next question is, I suppress my emotions a lot, and sometimes I feel like I need to let it all out. How would you recommend a healthy way of doing this?
Talking to someone. That's how I deal with it.
That is
But-
unhealthy.
yeah. Now you're just being
no,
dependent.
okay. I'm saying like, cause since you're like keeping a lot of emotions within yourself, maybe you just haven't really talked about it and like
Mm-hmm.
discussed your problems like.
Well, just let it out, but maybe just write it down or
No,
Like find
okay.
an outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the talking to someone else is kind of mean for the other person.
No, okay.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Well,
Oh,
no,
like you're putting your problems on them.
I think
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because you should talk to someone about your problems, but there is also like a
A limit.
a limit where like, okay, you're constantly like telling them, and that just puts so much pressure on them, and like you become dependent
Exactly.
on that. But like still, like it's not a bad thing to talk about your problems with someone.
Yeah. But honestly, okay, the question was more like, I think it was like when you build it up, when it, like you're not good at like expressing your emotions, and you need to let it all out like at once. So I guess if you like hold in all your emotions, then eventually it's gonna hate you.
Maybe do a sport.
A sport, that's what helps me, because
Yeah.
I know.
Or go running,
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, just find something that like calms you, like
Yeah.
painting, listening to music.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have to be something complicated or expensive.
If
Anything
you're
works, to be
angry
honest.
or sad, like find something to take it out on that is healthy. Because I know I get like, I hold in all my like anger and stuff. So the way I deal with it is by playing sports and exercising and like I guess I just take it out on by like
Being physical?
exercising. Yeah, physical. Being physical.
Like punching stuff.
No,
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, we're talking about unhealthy or healthy?
healthy.
Okay, healthy.
Like I take it out physically, as in instead of like getting that anger and like putting pain on myself
Violence.
with like self-harm and stuff, I take that like anger, and you know that pain you get when you exercise,
Yeah.
that's like you feel worn out, tired, like it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I take it out. So find like a healthy way to cope with it, because if you don't, it will eventually all build up.
What's an unhealthy way then? For them, so they'll know what not to do.
First of all, don't put it all on one person, because your friends are not your therapists. Of course, you want to talk to them, and of course they should be there to support you and tell you it's okay.
Uh-huh.
But you can't expect to tell them all your problems and have them figure it all out or help you like every single day, because they have their own problems too. And sometimes it's kind of like they might lose themselves trying to help you.
Yeah, it's really selfish.
It's very selfish. I would also say don't get physical. Don't go around punching things. Any of that. Even punching a pillow. If you're gonna do that, then go swimming and just swim really fast, because then technically you're slapping the water. I don't know. Those are things I think you shouldn't do.
So, the thing I was saying about don't rely on your friend because they're going through their own problems, make sure to follow that, because a lot of friends say they're there for you and they can talk to you, but deep down they have their problems and you guys can have similar problems, because I also experienced that, where it happened yesterday during lunch. Someone was talking to me about their family problems and stuff, and I was kind of mad because I had to try and help and resolve it, even though I'm going through a lot of family problems. So it just kind of angers that person.
Yeah, and like the thing that like angers me the most is when someone tells me about their whole problems, and how do I say this without like, it's not that I don't care about them.
Yeah, like
You
don't get us wrong. Like we care about them and like we really want to solve their problem.
But you already have like a lot of problems yourself.
It's like, yeah, I have all these problems. It just makes me mad, because sometimes if people tell me about their problems and I need to like, it stresses me out, because I feel like I need to fix theirs. And then like thinking I'm like, I have all my problems myself, but I can't even like think about that, because now you put your problems on me, so they're technically my problems now.
Yeah.
And you don't even begin to think about like what I could be going through, because either I don't want to tell you it, or like you just don't care.
So solve your problems before others, or
You should always solve it on your own.
So always try
Yeah.
to solve it
Yeah.
on your own. However, if it does get bad, go to a professional therapist because they're the ones that can help you. Those were all the questions we have. Next week, however, is our Halloween episode.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Spooky.
Wait, actually, no.
You're not.
I don't think I have to sleep early because it starts like.
well, you better
Wait.
start experiencing some stuff this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky
Okay, Mari.
stories. Okay. Yeah, so next week will be a little different. It's just like our Halloween special.
Yeah, just
Get
like
scared.
saying ghost stories. Nothing,
Spooky.
like, nothing personal.
I actually want to get scared though.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
wanna get scared.
Anyways,
Spooky.
besides that, I think that's everything for this week. If you have any questions, please make sure to send them to us on our Instagram at Teenager Therapy. Also, most of the episodes are now on YouTube, so if you want to listen on there, then you could do that now. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know what you thought about it. Let us know if you related to any of it. So with that being said, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.